We're talking to Rob Dyson with Pearson. Hi, Rob.
Hello.
Okay, now we're interested in the digital component of your adoption here. This is the math and the science. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Pearson has a new instructional platform called Realize. And on this Realize platform, everything that you see that's available in print is also available on Realize, as well as extra digital resources.
So
now,
give me an example of an extra digital resource.
it could be whiteboard activities, videos, and some interactives as well. Now, the nice thing about Realize is it will allow you to manage and fully customize your program. You can also gather and analyze your student data. So with the Realize platform, if you have activities that you've been creating over the past several years, you can upload those into the Realize platform and assign them out to students. So it really does allow...
The teacher doesn't have to start all over.
Exactly. With the new adoption, they can continue to use what they've been working on, and by uploading it into the Realize platform, they could then assign it out to students.
Can they bring stuff in, other stuff from the outside into the platform besides just,
Yes.
previously created materials?
As well as that, there happens to be a large repository of free resources out there that's been procured by a group called Guru. And when you search on Realize, you not only find the Pearson content that you can assign, but you can also find the resources that are held on the Guru repository and assign those out as well. Another nice feature about the Realize platform is when you customize it, you can customize it to fit your school district's needs. For example, if you have a scope and sequence that follows a particular order, you can rearrange the chapters on the digital Realize platform to fit your district's scope and sequence.
So math and science?
It's math and science.
Okay. And so I'm going to pretend like as things roll out, it'll also become social studies and English language arts. Is that the plan, or is it just math and science?
That probably needs to be asked by, I don't have the high enough rank to answer, but certainly that's the direction we would like to go.
Pay grade yet.
I'm not at that pay grade. That's the direction we'd like to go.
Okay.
It's an exciting program. We would like for teachers to check it out. They can go to trypearsontexas.com and see what we have, as well as the Realize. You do not have to sign in to see any of the Pearson student editions, teachers editions, and some of the resources. If you want to look at Realize and see what that looks like, then you would need to register, and the instructions are found there on trypearsontexas.com.
So let's talk a little bit about the textbooks themselves, okay? So the textbooks themselves, we have obviously the paper version of it. Do you also have a digital version of the same thing?
Yes, the textbooks are also available digitally. And for K-5, everything that we have in English, we also have in Spanish.
So on the electronic versions, do they work on any platform, Windows, Mac, iPad,
Right.
Android?
Exactly. Because we're using HTML5, the students can access all of the content through Realize on any device.
We finally got away from Flash. We're not doing Flash anymore. Yay.
Unless you're a gamer, I guess.
Okay, so anybody... And so the advantage, of course, of the electronic version is that it can be updated much quicker than an old
Well, the ease of use, the access, anywhere you have the internet, you have access to your interactive e-text, as well as all the resources. Another nice feature about the technology is when we designed Realize, we really looked at the student in mind, in that we wanted to make sure that all the icons are large, so that a student's fingers can easily find the resources on their cell phones or tablets or whatever.
Does that change as they get older, like in middle school? Do the icons get smaller in middle school?
Well, they don't really change, but at the earlier level, we have something called centers, where a teacher can take resources, put them in a center, so that a student at home, let's say a kindergarten student or a first grade student, they don't have to log in. They'll be able to go to their center and access the resources.
That's cool.
It is really nice.
And so that comes automatically with the adoption. So all this, it all comes with the adoption. If I get the math textbook, I don't have to pay extra for any of this.
That's where school districts will talk to their AGMs, because we have different options. Some schools might choose to go fully digital. Some schools will choose print, and some schools will choose both. So we have different options to basically to meet the district's needs.
That's cool. The reason I came over and asked, because you can't tell, see right there, the powered for you, they got the little on button there, and so I figured that's a real sign that you're jumped into that digital pool. So
We're there.
go.
I would like to introduce you to our virtual Chem Lab. This is a simulation program that was developed by Brian Woodfield at Brigham Young University. And let's just take a look at it. If I want to do some titrations, I can open up my Titration Lab. And everything that you would need to do a titration with, you can find in your storeroom here. We can titrate these acids and bases. There are also labs that come with the program that we can do to make it easier. As well as with the Titration Lab, the other labs that are available is a lab to do some calorimetry testing, where we can use coffee cup calorimeters, we can use a bomb calorimeter. And so
we don't actually have to get stinky anymore in chemistry. We just
well, we still want the students to get their hands a little dirty in chemistry, but this allows them to spend even more time in lab.
You know what I was thinking of with these virtual labs was that it would be interesting for the students to do it virtually and then do it in real life and then see if they get the exact same...
Exactly. A lot of teachers do like to use these activities as pre-lab. So the students learn what they're doing with the virtual chem lab. And then when they're doing the real lab, instead of having to worry about what are we supposed to be doing, they can worry about what results are we getting.
Results are more important.
And they'll get better results as well.
And then if their results don't match the virtual lab, then that's a good discussion to have in class.
Exactly. And with these virtual labs, they're actually designed to have the same type of system error that you would expect to see in a real lab with the real equipment. This is a gas lab where you can do some experiments to actually even derive an ideal gas law and do some other experiments with that.
Fill the balloon with helium.
You bet.
There we go.
Most schools don't have gas labs that look quite like this. The other thing that's nice is when we start the year learning about the atom, we can actually go into a quantum lab. And in this quantum lab, it'll provide us some tools that we don't always see at a high school level, like some sources for alpha particles, light source, a cathode ray tube, we've got a laser. In fact, with this particular lab, teachers could recreate Millikan's oil drop experiment. We can do Rutherford's gold foil experiment, Einstein's photoelectric effect.
Oh, come on, everybody can do that in their labs. Come on.
Well, we're not all at your level, Tim.
Yeah, that's
okay?
true. That's true.
All right, but that's the virtual chem lab.
That's really cool. That's and that comes with the chemistry
Pearson chemistry
adoption.
Yes.
Okay, and that comes as part of the adoption.
Yes.
Okay, so that's online, and so a teacher. Now, do you guys provide professional development for this?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so a teacher doesn't just like all of a sudden, here, figure this out, or...
Right. In fact, the best professional development would come from Brian Woodfield himself. He's been traveling around, meeting with teachers, and hopefully the teachers will be able to get a chance to see him maybe at CAST, NSTA, or...
Maybe he'll do an interview with me at CAST. I'll bring my camera.
That'd be outstanding.
Okay, Rob, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you at CAST.
Yes.
Okay.